Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a pretty intense week out in California, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
So today we are diving deep into these wildfires raging across Los Angeles. We'll be pulling from this recent episode of California Chronicles to sort of bring everybody up to speed, give
Okay.
you the key insights into what's going on.
Sounds good.
These fires, they've been just devastating. Thousands of acres burned, people being forced to evacuate, and tragically some lives have even been lost.
It's just
It's really
heartbreaking to see.
heartbreaking situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's sort of start breaking this down a bit.
Yeah.
California Chronicles, they highlighted a few specific fires that were particularly bad.
Right.
So we have the Eaton fire in Altadena, which is just massive.
Yeah.
Over 13,000 acres burned.
Yeah, that one's really gotten out of control.
Yeah. And then there's the Kenneth fire near West Hills. That one's spreading super quickly.
Yeah, it's a fast-moving one for sure.
Yeah. And then there's the Sunset fire in Hollywood Hills.
Right.
Which I think thankfully has been contained now.
Yeah.
They got a handle on that one, which is good news.
Yeah, that's at least a little bit of good news. So obviously, like, you can't talk about wildfires in California without talking about the Santa Ana winds.
Oh, yeah. Those are notorious for a reason.
Right. And they've really been fueling these fires, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. They act like a giant bellows just pushing these fires along.
Wow.
It's incredible the force they have, and it just makes the fires so much harder to predict.
Right.
You've got this dry, hot air rushing down from the mountains, and it just intensifies the flames.
Wow.
And the winds, they carry embers sometimes for miles,
Oh, wow.
So these embers can even jump over fire breaks.
What are fire breaks?
Oh, so those are like gaps in the vegetation they create to try to stop the fire from spreading, but the wind just carries the embers right over them sometimes.
So it's like not even just fighting the fire itself, it's like fighting this wind-driven chaos.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly challenging.
It is a nightmare for the firefighters on the ground.
Right. There are real heroes out there battling these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
So another thing that California Chronicles brought up was that they're actually conducting an arson investigation for the Kenneth fire.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. So on top of everything else they're having to deal with, they're trying to figure out if this was intentionally set.
Jeez, that's a lot to handle all at once.
Right, I can't even imagine. Trying to gather evidence and interview people
Yeah.
in the middle of an active fire.
Yeah, that must be so dangerous.
Yeah, so what are some of the unique obstacles that investigators face in a situation like this?
Well, for starters, the evidence is always at risk of being destroyed,
Oh, right, yeah.
The fire's still burning. It could just wipe out any clues they might find.
Well,
And then the witnesses, everybody's scattered trying to get to safety. So it's
Right.
hard to track people down to even ask them what they saw.
right.
And then just the scene itself, it's incredibly dangerous, constantly changing.
Yeah.
Firefighters are battling the blaze, things are exploding. It's just chaos.
Wow, so these investigators, they really have to work quickly and carefully.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
And in coordination with the firefighters,
Right.
So they have to make sure everyone's safe while they're trying to do their job.
So it just adds like another layer of complexity to this already dire situation.
Exactly. It's a lot to juggle.
Yeah, so amidst all this bad news, though, it was really inspiring to see the international support pouring in.
Oh, absolutely.
Like firefighters from Canada even came down to help.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really speaks to how serious this situation is, that the global community is coming together like this.
Yeah, it shows you how much people care and how willing they are to help each other in times of need.
Yeah, that's a real bright spot in all this.
For sure.
And thankfully, like we said earlier, the Sunset Fire in Hollywood Hills
Hmm.
was contained pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was a good win.
Yeah. So that must be like a real testament to the importance of preparedness and rapid response.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what it shows. Early detection is key. And then once they know there's a fire, a swift and coordinated response,
Yeah.
that's how you stop these things from becoming infernos.
Right, because those early hours,
Yeah.
they're critical.
Absolutely. Those first few hours can make all the difference.
Yeah, that's incredible. But these events really make you think about the bigger picture. Like, climate change is playing a role in all of this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's a growing consensus that these wildfire seasons are becoming more intense and more frequent because of it.
Right. Climate change is leading to hotter, drier conditions.
Right.
And that's just the perfect recipe for these massive wildfires.
Yeah, it creates the perfect environment
Yeah.
for them to ignite and spread like crazy.
Exactly. And they spread so fast, it's scary.
Yeah, so it's not even just about like fighting the fires themselves anymore. It's about understanding and addressing these underlying factors.
Absolutely. We need to be thinking long term.
Right.
Not just how do we put out this fire, but how do we prevent these things from happening in the first place?
It's a sobering reminder that we need both immediate responses and long-term solutions.
Exactly, a two-pronged approach.
Yeah, this deep dive has given me a lot to think about.
Me too. It's a complex issue, but it's one that we all need to be paying attention to.
Right, so for those of you listening out there, please stay safe.
Yeah, stay informed, follow the official guidelines.
And be aware of your surroundings.
And think about what you can do to help prevent these tragedies from happening in the future.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for this week's Deep Dive. Thanks for listening.
Stay safe, everyone.